So this is going to be the 3 or 4 week check-in for the fig cuttings. These figs have now been in. We checked them. You saw the progress week 1. I skipped 2 weeks, so this is 3 weeks out now, I guess, you know, almost on the 4th because it's Friday, and the first one would have been done on a Monday, so we're falling back a little bit. But I have some exciting news I wanted to show you. I talked to the gentleman who gave me these fig cuttings, and it looks like there's some promising news here. So let's get in here and start sorting through the moss and finding the cuttings. So as I pull these off, last time I told you I saw a lot of different nodules and stuff, and some of these I'm going to pot up. I have some pots here ready with some potting mix, some I'm not. This one here, you can see it's starting to get one little bud, but I have some more that are way more exciting than that. This one here is a good example. You can see it actually has a lot of budding going on, and then you can actually see that right there. That's exciting news. That's a root. So that one is definitely ready to go. I'm not sure about that one. I'm going to decide here after I see what else I have going on. Here's another one, little root. Decent. There's budding down here, which that's going to end up being underneath the ground. Not much budding up top, but once again, it has a root, so that one I'm pretty confident I want to start doing. This one has really good leaf growth and has also, I don't know how well the camera's focusing or not focusing, but also has a couple little roots on it. And I didn't know what to expect. I didn't know if I should expect big balls of roots, and he said it can happen that way. These ones aren't doing that. I just have these tiny little roots shoots off of them, and the flowers, or the leaves. Now his theory is the same as mine. You know, since they are rooting and they are starting to put foliage out. You can see here's another great one with some growth, and it has some roots. Since they are doing this, get them into soil, get them into light, so that it can start taking those nutrients and putting it down. That one, I'm afraid I may have twisted the root a little bit on it and damaged it. This one here, once again, it has a lot. It has a lot of little bumps on it and stuff, but no signs of anything yet. So I think this one here I'm going to definitely just keep in the box for move it up a little bit. As you get into this box here, I've been trying to flip it over and rotate it because, you know, it has moist areas and it has dry areas. You can see here's another one. It looks like I busted the root again on there, so I need to be a little bit more careful when I'm pulling these out. It has a couple shoots. That one, I don't know. The ones without anything much, I think I'm going to put back in. I'm going to get something here I can dump this out on real quick. Actually, look at this. Oh, that one's exciting. It's fun to get excited about this silly stuff. So this was the littlest cutting he gave me. And look at those roots. You can actually, this is the one you can see. I'm gonna go get another pan real quick so I can dump it in. I don't want to break off anything like that. They're so easy to damage, but I'm excited to get this one planted. You know, we were talking about that, and he said, you know, sometimes the littlest thing can end up being your best plant. So that's funny, but we're gonna get this planted. I'm gonna take 1 second here, go get another tray so I can dump this so I don't lose any more roots. Well, I've done mostly vegetable production over the years, so I have a lot of these trays available. They're great to have, great to use for stuff like this. Still going to make a mess over the counter here, but that's okay. Just going to try to break it up nicely so we can see what's going on here and what else we have. So I'm looking for 12 of these. I have 6, 7, 8 out already. Here's another one. Great sprouts. I'm not seeing an extreme amount of roots on that one. Once again, a lot of shoots coming off this one. You can see another shoot there. I got a lot with shoots, not a lot with roots. This one here doesn't appear to be doing anything. And once again, like he said, out of 12, you know, you may get a couple that just don't do anything. This one's actually starting to shoot here. You can see it's got one little one. So it almost seemed like the middle of that moss bed was the best place, and maybe I should loosen these up a little bit. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put in another, this moss, last time I rinsed it out and gave it a new drink of water. I've been just spritzing in as needed to keep it moist. The bottom does seem a hair more wet than the top, so I'm going to try to rotate it a little bit more often. But a couple of these that don't have much sprouts at all, or you know, aren't doing much of anything, I'm going to put back in here for the time being. I think if they're showing any kind of shoots or roots, I'm going to plant them. But if they aren't, like this one here, just has nothing on it, it's going to go back into there. This one is debatable whether what way you want to go with it. I think that one I'm going to throw back in. So I'm going to have 4 in here. That one has a root. So the rest have either substantial growth on them or roots. And these 4 I'm going to just put back in my box here for another week, check on them in a week, and then move them if necessary. So there we go, that's all planted, and I'm just going to leave, I'm not going to put a whole bunch in there because like I said, I feel like the middle was the best zone. That's where I pulled that one little one from. So I'm going to slide these to the side. So these pots, all I did was I took this happens to be seed starting mix because I'm starting seeds in the basement right now. I filled the pots and I just packed a little hole in there, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the cutting in and then push it around it. What he then said is to keep it in light, but keep it covered if you can. So you know what he's trying to do once again is try to keep it in a moist area. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get these set down in here. Like I said, this is going to be a real easy process. All I'm going to do is I'm not going to plant them all the way to the bottom. I'm just going to take these, set it down in. I don't know about figs, so I may be wrong with this, and I haven't found much on transfer them into soil. I'm going to take this just like any other plant. Generally, when you put the leaf matter underneath ground, it becomes roots. This one has a little root, so what I'm going to do is just put it down to that level and start packing this in. I don't have these packed very tight. It's real loose soil. You know, you can see there's a lot of perlite in it, ready to go basically. I don't, you know, want it so tight that those roots have a hard time, you know, shoving off. Once again, a little root and some leaves below ground, but I think that is okay. And if he tells me otherwise, well, and you'll see, because I'll post the update videos, and you'll know on there whether I had fig trees grow or not. You know, and they all have that shoot coming out from right there. So, you know, what do? Do you bust it off or do you bury it? I'm going to bury it. So I'm just, you can see I'm not totally packing down. I'm just putting enough strength that can stand straight up. This one here has a couple sprouts, not anything I can notice as a root on the bottom, but I'm going to take it that, hey, since as soon as it's in soil and it feels that the bottom is wet and the top is where the sunlight's coming in, hopefully it knows to shoot some roots out. And that was really, this one, you know, the rest really have, I might have another one down here that doesn't have roots. But the rest of them really have some kind of a root formation on the bottom. That was the only one oddball that had leaves but really no root formation, so I'm hoping it just fixes itself. And he also warned me that, you know, you may get to the stage and have a really nice looking tree and it just all of a sudden kerplunks for some reason. So this one has the tiny little root on it as well. I don't like that pot. I have more than enough pots. I was worried I may have 12 plants that needed potted, and so I got more than enough ready, but we're going to be about another week away hopefully on those ones and get something from them. This one didn't have any leaf matter really growing up top, but that's okay. We'll leave it the way it is. Here's my prize one that I'm excited about. Lots of roots, not many shoots, and we'll tuck this one in special in a big pot. And he also, you know, these will need to be transplanted again, you know, probably in a couple months. Some of these will go, for me, will go outside in the yard. Some will continue being little house plants. This is the one that was an in-between. I wasn't really sure. It has a shoot growing right there, has one growing right there. I'm going to throw it in a pot, and it'll be my tester to see if, you know, it matters, or if I should have put it with the other ones. So that's all I'm going to do today. I'm going to get these watered in real quick. I have a warm place in the basement that gets very little light, but does get some light for right now. I'm going to put them there so they're nice and warm, moist, and we will give you an update in about a week and see how these things are doing and how they're growing. Thanks for coming today. Please like, subscribe, and comment, and let me know what you'd like to see. Have a great day.